Hey there, buddy. Hopefully this video is going to give you a better understanding of the rate of fat loss that is realistically achieved. You'll be able to choose to either speed up or slow down your rate of fat loss, or just get a greater understanding and appreciation that the amount that you're losing is already a pretty quick amount, really. Anything between about 1.5 all the way up to 2.5 pounds of fat loss per week is usually pretty rapid for people. So this video isn't going to be everything, but hopefully it's going to give you a better understanding, and then we can move forward from there. So the first thing that you need to understand is the reason why we have body fat in the first place. All body fat is an excess store of calories. We eat calories on a day-to-day basis, and calories are just the same thing to us as petrol is to a car. A big car needs more petrol than a small car to make its journeys on a day-to-day basis. A big person needs more calories than a small person on a day-to-day basis, providing that things like exercise and muscle mass and all that aren't taken into account. So first thing that you need to know is how much fuel your body needs on a day-to-day basis, and you can get this figured out pretty easily by going to a calorie calculator website like tdecalculator.net. And I would advise that you do so that you can just see these numbers for yourself and so that you can get familiar with the website, because you never know when it's going to come in handy again. But then after that, once you've known how many calories it is that you need on a day-to-day, and you know that your body fat is just stored excess calories, then we need to know, if we want to lose 1 pound of fat, how many stored excess calories do we need to get rid of to lose 1 pound of fat? And the answer is 3,500. So for argument's sake, let's say that you need 3,000 calories per day to lose weight. I'm not too sure what it is. You want to go on the website to check it out yourself. It's probably about 2,500. But let's just say it's 3,000 for the ease of this graph that I've made here today. Then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if I eat 3,000 calories per day, we're going to maintain weight from there. So if I want to lose 1 pound of fat per week, then if we diet on 2,500 calories per day, that is a 500 calorie energy deficit each day. And 500 times 7 is 3,500. That's how we manage to lose 1 pound of fat per week purely through diet. If we were to go on a 1,000 calorie energy deficit, if we were just to eat 2,000 calories per day, well, 1,000 times 7 is 7,000. 3,500 times 2 is 7,000. We would lose 2 pounds of fat per week just through diet. And there are other ways how you can increase rates of fat loss as well. For instance, if you do a training session, but it's not as much as what you think it might be. It's about 100 or 200 calories per training session is what's going to be burned. A better thing to do for most people is to try and get 10,000 steps per day. 10,000 steps per day for most people is going to be about 500 calories worth of energy burned. So in this example, if someone's maintenance was 3,000, then they dieted down to 2,000, but they also did 10,000 steps per day, then the rate of fat loss they would have is about 3 pounds of fat loss per week. It's quite a lot of work to be able to get a relatively small amount of fat loss, but the thing is, it's not a small amount of fat loss. It's a fucking huge amount of fat loss when it's accumulated over time. It just sounds small compared to what the first weeks might be like when you have some weeks where you lose 3 pounds or 5 pounds. So yeah, if you're doing enough to be able to lose 1 pound, 2 pounds of fat loss per week, know that it's actually quite a thorough amount of effort that's gone into losing that. There are some people out there who lose apparently rapid amounts of fat per week. What they usually don't tell you is that they usually gain a lot back on weekends as well, because they'll have poor dietary habits, weigh themselves on a Sunday, and then have that as their new weight on Monday, do really well that week, and blah, blah, blah. It looks like 5 pounds again, but it's usually not. And another thing is that normally when people have other issues with fat loss throughout the week, usually it's because the calories are up and down by quite a bit each day. So they'll have things like on Monday, 1,000 calorie deficit. On Tuesday, 500 calorie deficit. On Wednesday, felt a little bit tired, a bit grumpy with work at a normal amount. Thursday and Friday, in the big deficit. Work got stressful, life got stressful. Saturday, went fuck it, ordered a pizza, went right up to 3,500 calories, carried over bad habits to Sunday the next day at 3,500 calories, and undone the kind of work that we would have got on Tuesday and Friday, effectively making the only real good fat loss days like Monday and Tuesday. See what I mean? So your little take home from this: figure out how many calories it is that you actually need on a day-to-day basis, and then re-examine how many calories it is that you're consuming on a day-to-day basis. If you're eating in like a 500 calorie deficit on a day-to-day, then losing 1 pound of fat per week is awesome. If you feel like you could diet on slightly fewer calories, go for it. That would increase it a bit more. But if you are on like a 500 calorie deficit every single day and you're doing a training session every single day, but you're not very high on your steps and you're not bigger on that dietary deficit, then losing about 1.5 pound of fat per week is going to be entirely understandable and is a normal rate of fat loss in which to lose. If you want to lose more, either reduce the calories a bit more, or look at where it is that you can look to burn more calories by doing things like increasing your steps on a day-to-day basis.